Everybody, this is Jazz My Life, and this is part 3. Let's continue.
Everlasting burnings in immortal glory, not to sorrow, suffer, or die anymore, but they shall be heirs of God, and joint heirs with Jesus Christ. What is it to inherit the same power, the same glory, and the same exaltation, until you arrive at the station of a God, and ascend to the throne of eternal power, the same as those who have gone before? What did Jesus do?
Where's that in the Bible? It's nowhere. He made this up. There's no second witness of this. Everything he's saying.
Why, I do the things I saw my Father do when worlds came rolling into existence. My Father worked out his kingdom with fear and trembling, and I must do the same. And when I get my kingdom, I shall present it to my Father, so that he may obtain kingdom upon kingdom, and it will exalt him in glory. He will then take a higher exaltation, and I will take his place, and thereby become exalted myself.
So, God, the one above you, gets more, glory, and the one above him, and so on. Isn't that like polytheism, a bunch of gods? I mean, they have so many that you can't even count. So why do they deny this now and are saying how this was never taught? Why do you think that is? Because it's blasphemous, and they're trying to cover up their tracks.
So that Jesus treads in the tracks of his Father and inherits what God did before. And God is thus glorified and exalted in the salvation and exaltation of all his children. It is plain beyond disputation, and you thus learn some of the first principles of the gospel, about which so much hath been said. When you climb up a ladder, you must begin at the bottom and ascend step by step until you arrive at the top. And so it is with the principles
Masonic teaching
of the gospel. You must begin with the first and go on until you learn all the principles of exaltation. But it will be a great while after you have passed through the veil before you will have learned them. It is not all to be comprehended in this world. It will be a great work to learn our salvation and exaltation even beyond the grave. I suppose I am not allowed to go into an investigation of anything that is not contained in the Bible. If I do, I think there are so many overwise men here that they would cry treason and put me to death. So I will go to the old Bible and turn commentator today. I shall comment on the very first Hebrew word in the Bible. I will make a comment on the very first sentence of the history of creation in the Bible, Beroshite. I want to analyze the word baith, in, by, through, and everything else. Rosh, the head, she, grammatical termination. When the inspired man wrote it, he did not put the baith there. An old Jew, without any authority, added the word. He thought it too bad to begin to talk about the head. It read,
Where's the proof for that? And that's not what those words mean. My goodness, he's such a liar. Please, you guys, get out of Mormonism.
First, the head, one of the gods, brought forth the gods. That is the true meaning of the words. Baurau signifies to bring forth. If you do not believe it, you do not believe the learned man of God. Learned men can teach you no more than what I have told you. Thus, the head god brought forth the gods in the grand council. I will transpose and simplify it in the English language.
Yes, Joseph,
O
make
ye
it dumb
lawyers,
for us.
ye doctors, and ye priests who have persecuted me.
Dumb it down.
I want to let you know that the Holy Ghost knows something as well as you do. The head god called together the gods and sat in grand council to bring forth the world. The grand counselors sat at the head in yonder heavens and contemplated the creation of the worlds which were created at the time. When I say doctors and lawyers, I mean the doctors and lawyers of the Scriptures. I have done so hitherto without explanation, to let the lawyers flutter, and everybody laugh at them. Some
Man, he's just talking crap, saying how, oh, I'm not a false prophet and they're going to know the truth and this and that. Nothing that he has ever said came true. Everything was a lie. I mean, King Follet, look into him. He prophesied that he was going to be a missionary, all this stuff, and then he passes. I mean, and then look into the bank too. It's just so much crap.
unlearned doctors might take a notion to say the Scriptures say thus and so, and we must believe the Scriptures. They are not to be altered. But I am going to show you an error in them. I have an old edition of the New Testament in the Latin, Hebrew, German, and Greek languages. I have been reading the German and find it to be the most nearly correct translation and to correspond nearest to the revelations which God has given to me for the last 14 years. It tells about Jacobus, the son of Zebedee. It means Jacob. In the English New Testament, it is translated James.
So when he translated the KJV Bible, what was the reason then? Because he said things were plain truths were taken out of the Bible. Yeah, go Genesis chapter 50. He wrote himself in there 13 verses about him. I mean, he's a narcissist to the core, you guys. Please listen.
Now, if Jacob had the keys, you might talk about James through all eternity and never get the keys. In the 21st verse of the 4th chapter of Matthew, my old German edition gives the word Jacob instead of James. The doctors, I mean doctors of law, not physics, say, if you preach anything not according to the Bible, we will cry treason. How can we escape the damnation of hell, except God be with us and reveal to us? Men bind us with chains. The Latin says Jacobus, which means Jacob. The Hebrew says Jacob. The Greek says Jacob. And the German says Jacob. Here we have the testimony of 4 against 1. I thank God that I have got this old book, but I thank him more for the gift of the Holy Ghost. I have got the oldest book in the world, but I have got the oldest book in my heart, even the gift of the Holy Ghost. I have all the 4 testaments. Come here, ye learned men, and read, if you can. I should not have introduced this testimony, were it not to back up the word Rosh, the head, the father of the gods. I should not have brought it up, only to show that I am right.
There you go.
Beginning, the head of the...
See? Only to show that he's right, you guys. That's the only reason why he's doing this. To show that he is right. When he has no backing for anything he has said so far. It's basically just, believe me because I'm telling you. And then on top of that, oh, you shouldn't say the truth about me, being a false prophet. Which he is. Alright, part 4 coming up.